We have three really great speakers with some topics on new technology and new ways to apply technology. My presentation is going to be pretty brief, and just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the advances that we've seen and some of the issues. So now that all the problems are solved, it's onward to tackle new challenges. As we know, that virtualization has simplified our networks. And NFV works, and it's here to stay. ETSI's 2.0 and 3.0 NFV specifications are adequate for us to move forward. AI and machine learning are well understood and deployed. Automation makes life simple. And 5G is just all about radios, so what's all the big fuss, right? And we also know that monetization of the network assets is a really easy problem to solve. And security, hey, it's end-to-end, so no big deal there. And interoperability, hey, that's gone. Because open source is here, everyone's using open source. So what do we talk about now that everything's done? And of course, DevOps. We hear a lot about DevOps. And basically, what DevOps has done is solve the testing issues and all of our time to market issues. We just release every 2 weeks, and we move forward with new services. Well, maybe not so fast. Some of the big areas that are still of concern, and this came out yesterday, and my associates in the back there presentation. Service assurance is really top of mind with a lot of operators, and just how do you do revenue assurance as well as service enablement. With IoT coming on, we're changing the dynamic of the network. No longer is it just thousands of smartphones, but it's going to be hundreds of thousands of devices. So how do you protect them? And of course, cybersecurity is front and center with all the cloud environments. One of the areas in a study that we did not too long ago, really looking at team collaboration and artificial intelligence, and I think that's definitely the way forward. We're seeing that operators and vendors working together in a collaborative manner. But even more important to that is organizations within the operators are working in multidisciplinary teams to understand services, requirements, network infrastructure issues, and so forth. So the whole multidisciplinary teams is really going to be a way forward. And one of the things, and I think this will be discussed in subsequent presentation, is just how AI and machine learning will improve operational efficiency, time to market, and many other things once that becomes ingrained in the networks. And we've seen a lot of architectures this morning and yesterday that talk about the analytics engine being an integral part of the life cycle of VNFs and networks. And customer experience, a big deal, because I think that was number 2, number 3 in all the surveys that we've done at GlobalData, and I think that was reinforced with Tim's presentation yesterday and earlier today, that customer experience is always at the top of the line, because if the network isn't there, you get churn and so forth, so that's not a good thing. One of the other area when we talk about barriers to deployment is the lack of ways to test, certainly multi-vendor, but also test end-to-end. And I think that'll also be addressed in our one of our presentations this afternoon. So there's been a lot of work done in collaboration here. Lots of work on the standard side. Good example here is the MEF has done a lot with the LSO model to advance multi-carrier Ethernet services. We see a lot of carrier-vendor collaboration. I think an example from this morning's keynotes was with Verizon and Colt working with vendors. And basically always trying to seek ways to improve interoperability. So what we're going to talk about in the subsequent presentations is delivering assured services, leveraging AI and machine learning, just how we're going to do that, how we're going to use automation, and achieving interoperability.